It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am not Freddie.
Way prettier than Freddie. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to, wow, it's Friday again. I wasn't here last Friday. He and I sort of been taking turns taking Fridays off and vacation, but hopefully after this week, he will be back and I am back because thankfully our crew is here that they keep holding us together.
The travel schedule has been crazy.
And I hadn't traveled in, oh my gosh, since COVID. I haven't traveled in like 5 years.
Well, you made up for it, girl.
Then there's like weddings. People don't get married in Florida anymore. Everyone's on a destination wedding.
Destination, yeah.
So we had a wedding in New York, and then it's just craziness. It's wonderful to celebrate, but they're always on weekends. So we've sort of been planning these out, but he went to the Mets game yesterday. And yes, I looked and I saw that. I think the Dodgers won last night. So I think it's 3-1, Dodgers-Mets.
Yeah. I'm a Yankee fan, so.
So how are they doing on the other side?
They're doing well. I think they're up 2. Are they up 2? Anybody know?
Jay, Yankees are up?
Fact check me.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Don't ask me baseball.
I was hoping for a Subway Series. And of course, the year I'm not in New York, because I just came to Florida this year, they would have a Subway Series. But
well, I guess that would mean the Mets would have to win, right?
Yeah, the Mets would have to win and the Yankees would have to win, and there would be a Subway Series. So.
But now I think the Mets would have to win. And I'm so not baseball. I think the next, because it's 3-1, which means tonight could clinch it. Or if not, the Mets got to win
Had the
the
Mets
rest.
ever gone up against the Yankees before?
I think there was a Subway Series.
There are Subway Series every year. Not a World Series, but they play a Subway Series during the season every year, yeah. And it's always a fun game.
So it'll be interesting. Sure, now you're in Florida, and it's going to be New York, right?
Now I'm in Florida. And
that's what happens.
Subway Series.
So
I can talk about cricket.
Cricket. We've got Janet Orozco-Feller. She is one of the hosts of Impulso Latino.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever had you co-host. And Lucky's going to be coming in, so I think we're going to split the show up. Who's one of your other co-hosts?
Yeah, it's like an Impulso Latino Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Why not? Just marry the two together, because that's what our Fridays are kind of like. Tell us about what your show is. Tell us about Impulso Latino.
Yeah, so we have a Spanish language show, and what we do is we feature Hispanic business owners, entrepreneurs. We feature their journeys, their stories. We help promote them. We get advice for other entrepreneurs who want to become business owners, and we have a lot of fun along the way. We laugh.
You have never done this before.
No, I've never done anything like this before. Actually, I got here as a guest of yours, right? We met networking
at the
event. Boca Luna Lounge, right? Yeah, and then we started talking, and you asked me to be a guest on the show, and here I am now every week.
It's been a great show, and this has been a dream of Friday's that we've tried to put together for years and years, and Lucky was the host of one of our Hispanic shows, and things happen and businesses grow and hosts change, and we thought, you know what, it's time to bring it back. And with travel, we've also had the opportunity now to get out and do some networking, and there's nothing like face-to-face networking.
Oh, 100%. It's so different than Zoom. You really get to know people, right?
I got really used to not talking, I mean, outside of here, because this is like a bubble that we bring people in, and it's great to network in here. But to go out to find the guests that come in, we'd really stopped doing it over the years because of COVID and because of, there's always a reason not to. Mm-hmm. But the only way to meet people is to get out there and meet people.
True.
And that's how we got to meet you, some great things. And Liz came in, someone else met her as a networking event and brought her, and one of our producers.
Yeah, and it just kind of all fell together because I think the three of us have nice chemistry, right? Wouldn't you say?
Oh, I don't speak Spanish, but it sounds really good. It sounds like when you guys are doing it, the music's great. Our crew, Danny and G-Man, they do a fantastic job putting this together on Fridays.
Well, it's working.
It's always upbeat. What are some of your events coming up? I know you've got one in November.
Yeah, so one of our guests who owns Cugini Wine Bar in Lake Worth on Lake Avenue, she offered to have our whole lineup, I think, right, on Friday. I forget the date. Is it November
15th, I believe it is.
I don't remember the date, but it is in November, mid-November. I'm sure you'll
I think it's Friday the
advertise it.
15th, yeah.
So she agreed to let us do our entire lineup over at Cugini Wine Bar. They have a beautiful gallery. In fact, Jay's exhibiting at it right now, right?
What a coincidence that is. I know, Sally, there are no
at
coincidences,
Cugini
right?
Wine Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He's-
Katrina. Yeah, that's where my my artwork is, I think, for about another week or so.
Yeah, they're doing a West. It's the artwork of the
It's
West.
called the West.
Yeah.
Yes, it's artwork that represents the Western things,
Right, like Western-
cowboys, horses,
right, exactly.
things like that.
Exactly.
You do horses.
Do I do horses?
Yes, you do.
Yes, I
that's
do.
Why, no, that's why I'm saying you do paint horses.
Is that a
Yes,
question or
one
a
of mine is in the
statement?
show.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, in the show. In fact, I saw Jay on
Okay.
opening night there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went with my
They were
family on opening night.
That place was packed.
Was it?
Oh, it was just packed. Yeah. So
Nice.
One way to say it. And so they had a great turnout. And
Yeah. And
Where
they
is
do,
it
They do a
again?
lot of events.
it's 804
Lake
Lake
Avenue.
Avenue, Lake Worth.
Like what? Okay.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be November 15th,
15th,
and it's
yeah.
going to be the whole day. We're going to be doing your show, the cafe, your show,
show.
and see what else we can bring forward. And I know they have a sister location. You said there's one in Miami. I know there's one in Wellington that our host Denise Marsh is doing her book signing on November 8th. It's really like all of a sudden everything exploded with events,
Yeah.
and now they're like layered. So there's like, even during the day, we've got a thing at Lynn, and there's a networking thing here, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
And the coincidences keep overlapping because when it was the day she was here, the owner of Cugini, he was talking about exhibiting at a place, and then we found out that same day that it was that place.
Same place.
Yeah, it was very weird.
No coincidences.
No,
that was
no
my
coincidences,
show.
yep.
Synchronicity or coincidence.
There you go.
That's
There you
what
go.
we
No
just did that show.
coincidences.
You know, the cafe, it's just a great big family of people we get to network with. But networking's really
Amazing.
important. I have to give a big shout out to our crew, because this morning I had a networking breakfast. We joined the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce because a lot of our clients said, join Delray, it's fantastic. So we did. And, you know, I didn't know anyone walking into a room, and even though I talk for a living, still walking into a room with people you don't know is kind of weird until
It's
that first
different.
high.
Yeah, it's different.
Right? And then there was like this whole big U table, and the women were at one table literally, and the men were at another. And I thought, I am so not going to sit with the women because I need to like break this cycle. So I sat over at the other table, and then one guy's like, oh, my wife's coming, and then more people started coming. But it's so funny. It's like being
high
in
school.
kindergarten or high school, right?
All
it's like,
over again.
why are we doing this as professionals in our community? Like, why are we segregating ourselves? But anyway, it was a great event. They've got so many resources. I'm really excited to share this with everyone as we start covering events and bringing in their guests and their businesses. It's exciting. And I was telling you guys, or I don't know if you heard Liz, there was a restaurant there. It's a new Latin restaurant it's got to be in Delray, and it's fusion. I think it's on Military.
Really?
It's Mexican Colombian fusion. So I
Interesting.
wrote the name down. I'll get it to you ladies, and I think they would be a nice.
I haven't heard about it. So fusion, so it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. You were talking about networking. Networking is really important. But you have to get out of your comfort zone. So I have seen, just came from an event, neighbor to neighbor, and people sat next to who they knew.
Yep.
And I'm like, no,
Yeah, that's
come
not
on.
the point.
Change while you're sitting here, and you know, like the table that we're sitting down, they just knew everybody, they knew everything. I was like, no, switch.
Yeah.
You know what's nice though is people are there to network. They're there to meet other people. So no one knew anybody, and actually one gentleman came up and he's like, oh, you're with the radio, would you help promote our nonprofit? And I'm like, of course, that's what we do. And then I met an artist, and they do metal art. So I've said, why don't you come in and spotlight your art? But you have to be able to have enough confidence to go even meet one person.
Of course.
I don't know if it was you, Lucky, but someone had said if you meet just one or two people at a networking event, then it's a win. You can't possibly meet 100.
Yes.
You know, you can't give out your card to 100 people and expect 100 in return. You're better
You're
off
not,
making
you're not
that
going to walk in
relationship.
and just like give your business cards to
No.
everybody.
And you have to have somewhat of a conversation and make
a
a
connection
relationship.
or, yeah,
Yeah,
conversation.
you have to connect in some way, right?
So they say it's better to make the relationship with a few
yeah.
and actually know and be able to follow up with emails and everything than giving out your card to 50 or 100 people.
And then following up is most important because you can connect with 5-6 people. And then after the event, if you don't follow up, if you don't call or text or email and try to meet when you find someone that you can link or collaborate. So that's like really, really important, the after.
Yeah.
So now, Dawn, you said you have an artist, you have like all these people that you met that they're going to come here.
So I've got some cards, of course, I have to follow up on. Is what we talked about. What's the value of what you do to engage people enough to say, come in? Like, what are the
Yes.
offerings? What do we offer here? Or what do you offer in business? Or what do you offer with Morse Life? That makes people say, you know what? Yeah, I want to connect with them again and further the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about community. And one of our producers said yesterday, we should be talking about community. And they said, because you work in the community, you're in the community,
We
your
all are.
business, right? And why
the
is that so
community, yeah.
important? So, Lucky, why is that so important for you with Neighbor to Neighbor and Morse Life? Because most people think of Morse Life as a senior center or a senior living facility.
Yeah. So Morse Life has like 18 different services, including also some grants and some free services for senior. Morse Life also has a Holocaust learning experience that is for children in the schools.
Wow.
So the teaching about the Holocaust learning experience. So that's one of the programs that is not for seniors.
Do they have survivors that are willing to speak and to talk still?
Yeah, so the Holocaust learning experience is about the survivors, but it's also the curriculum that the school used to teach all the learning opportunities in what the Holocaust, based on the Holocaust, what happened, and then they teach tolerance and they teach respect and how we can be different and still, in our case, work together, be together, be in a classroom. So there are still some survivors or also videos, and then the children of the survivors. My daughter at her school had the experience of the Holocaust learning experience.
Wow.
Nice.
And my daughter's in one of the commercials, and my daughter was impressed. She went home, told the story, what the son of a survivor tells his story as a child, what he went through, and then everything that dad told him, and then everything that he wrote down.
Wow.
And for him, it was like so. My daughter said that just like the emotions of the son of being able to telling the story, and he says every time I tell the story and I present to kids, he was excited. He to be able to share the story, and the kids were involved in the conversation and the presentation and all that. Yeah. So your question going back, that's one program, but we have many programs, and it's all about the community. It's the schools. We need the seniors, the family of the seniors, networking. So not only a neighbor to neighbor is to bring enrichment programs to 55 and plus communities, but also I need other professionals, and working. Like we're gonna have in January. I'm waiting for the date still. But like we're gonna have a big event with the Brooklyn Cafe TV show, bring it to the community and having the residents that live there to talk about their story.
I think that's so important. We talked about it, I guess, last week when you were here this week when you were with Gabby.
Yes.
How important that is to share community and to document senior stories. Because if you don't document them when you can, you lose the validity, you lose not the importance, but the story to be told. Because if that survivor hadn't told it to his son, or his son told it to the next generation, then we lose those stories, and all we have is our textbooks, which in Florida don't seem to count anymore because they've watered those down. We lose the true stories of what it is.
Yeah, so Gia was here, my daughter was here, and Gia agreed. Like, it's important to know the story. And a lot of times seniors think, oh, I didn't have a important story my life. And I'm like, okay, right. So we start talking and start getting to know the person, and sometimes they don't realize everything that they did for their family.
Everybody has an important story.
Everybody
Everybody's
has
important.
an important story, and being able, to share what they did. What was the most important thing for them. A lot of times is a relationship, is a part of being social, the family, the friends that they made. That's part of
And you
that
have
story.
independent living. I was talking to Sally and Jay before the show, because at some point in life, and I wish my parents had left their home earlier, because now they're really kind of stuck in not a good situation.
Okay.
Because they can't live their best life. They're not living their best life where they are, and now it's hard for them to live their best life someplace else because they missed that window of opportunity.
Where are they? Where do they live?
In the house that I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. So that's really
Okay.
not their best life opportunity. And I hope that I can learn from it and we can share different opportunities, because Morse Life has great places. And Sally, you and Steve live in a big house without an extensive community
No,
around
it's
you.
really important. We were just talking about that, because when you get to a certain age, you have a window, that age, and then you go beyond the age that you're going to even be able to move, which you're talking about.
Or
So I
the
think it's
health, or
very
the
important.
cognition side of
Well,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm only just learning a little bit about it, because actually in London, I was just talking to someone we don't have that. It's here. Well, I'm
Okay.
sure other states, but it's not available.
What do you do in London? What do they do in London?
I don't know, but because I was
Now I
just-
want to know.
they,
Now I
they
want to
basically
learn.
stay where they are, or the kids take elderly
move in
people
with
in.
their
Honestly,
kids,
don't know,
maybe?
but I'm
I
going to find out
probably,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Well, it's
but
not
I
big-
never thought about.
So
even
maybe their
thinking about it.
family.
Their family, or
Yeah.
they just stay where they are and have home help of some kind.
Yeah.
You know, but
Which you're not
it's-
living. That's what my parents have. It's just not. They're taken care of. They're safe and they're fed.
That's
and
probably
they're
what they
clean,
do, but I'm
but
sure.
they're not having dinner with friends. They're not playing cards. They're not even watching TV or going to the movies with friends.
Yes.
That I know so many of our community areas like Morse Life
Exactly.
offer.
So, like, for example, we have the Palace, and we have Tradition. We also have Memory Care. But on the independent living, the Palace is a lot of the times it's educating, and it's like, hey, come and tour the Palace so you can see all the services, everything that is included, so you can have independence, but also receive some services.
Right.
And have that luxury and
Look, she's so
convenience.
excited. Sally, you can't move that far.
I just, but it's crazy.
Sally, I'll never
Sally's
see
really
you.
listening.
I walk in here, and the two things that I mentioned was a roof, because I'm going to sell the house, so I need
Okay.
the roof.
No
and I was talking about
coincidences.
independent living.
Yes.
I'm watching your face. I'm like, no, you can't move
I
to
mean,
West
I
Palm
just
Beach.
can't believe
It's
No, I'm
close
not-
from here.
Where is it?
That's not that far.
Where
West Palm Beach.
So our campus is over 50 acres, where the independent living and the assisted living, the nursing home, memory care are located. It's north of Okeechobee in Haverhill.
No, it's a little far.
It's about 40 minutes from here.
yeah. I can't go far from the cafe.
You can't go far from the cafe. We'll miss you. And Jay, for you too, since you lost Barbara, sense of community for you has changed.
Well, yes, I live in an adult community, and but it's great because I have great neighbors. I have friends there that are just wonderful. They have a lot of activities that go there. There's a clubhouse where they have things going on quite a bit, and we have a pool. We have just a lot of different things. So I don't feel like I'm by myself.
Do you go to the events, Jay? Do you go to the events?
Some of them I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them I do, and we've talked about possibly doing an event.
So we want to do
Oh,
an event in
nice.
his community, the
Oh, okay.
clubhouse. So we have to book the day. So Jay is talking to somebody there.
Oh, nice.
And see if we can do or bring the live show, and also we can do maybe an art exhibition, or
So
you
see,
know,
we
to
are truly a community here.
bring the
really
whole.
are.
It's nice. It
I
feels
think it's
like
a
being part of a
preference.
family.
I mean, I live also in a community with a clubhouse, a pool, and they have certain things going on. But my preference as we get older is basically what you're talking about. But everybody is different. I think it's nice
Yes.
to be where you're living in and everybody's in the area and attends the different
Yeah,
functions.
yeah.
It's
And
a
for you,
little-
Sally, I think it would be so nice because you and Steve can go out for dinner, or you can
Right.
go to the clubhouse for dinner.
Absolutely.
You can watch You can either be independent and go where
Yeah.
you want, or know that there's things that you don't have to go so
I never
far.
really knew that. I couldn't even remember the name, independent living. I kept calling it assisted living, but there is definitely
Exactly.
a
There's
difference.
also
Yes.
independent living, so
Yes,
you
that's
still
what I would be
you're still
interested
able
in.
to take care of yourself, but you want the convenience and the service.
That's
So that way
exactly what I
you're
want.
relaxed. You don't have to worry about any of the care of the
Right.
home.
And you have
can
meals
have somebody
provided,
to
meals are
help you
provided.
meals. You have someone
Perfect.
helping
She said,
cleaning your
Cleaning is provided.
cleaning
What
your
more could you want?
apartment. You can have somebody helping with laundry. So all
Yeah.
you have to do is get up, get pretty, and go and try to have fun. You can
Have
have
some fun.
breakfast, lunch,
Yeah, no,
dinner.
I-
See,
for
you're the
me,
best
I
person
think
to
it's
move in
perfect.
because you want to go and you're willing to go. My parents are at the point
No.
where they don't, and it's going to be like a whole intervention, and that's just a messy, yucky way to do
I
it.
don't
It's
wanna-
better to do it your way, in your way, and enjoy where you are in life.
I can't believe we're discussing this on the air. I've been talking about it yesterday for 2 hours with somebody. Oh my gosh.
But that's why I love what we get to do on the cafe, is because if our stories can touch somebody else,
Yeah.
and they say, you know what, that makes a lot of sense, or they're sort of torn with the idea of should we move or should I have mom and dad look at a new place, and Sally's like, yeah, I'm all in, and Lucky's like, I've got a place, and
Absolutely, 100%.
then why not?
Well, it sounds like you get a lot of choices in those places, like, choices of things to do, and it's easy. You don't have to, you're not worried about cleaning your house. You're not worried about cooking, putting the meals on the table. All you're worried about is socializing and having a good time.
staying
enjoying,
well.
yeah, enjoying
Right,
your life.
Enjoying,
Yes.
yes.
It's like
So that's a
college,
nice thing.
like college for seniors.
Yes, it's,
You're making me want to go. How do I sign
I
up?
like that, yes.
I think I heard a crash.
I
in
don't know
there,
about
Jan.
graduating, no.
You're going to graduate?
You're going to
But you graduate from there.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more to come on the cafe. We're going to see what's going on with Inside the Mind of the Artist. I want to check in with you in your business and let everyone know what you're doing. And Lucky can share some more also. Follow
Sounds
us
good.
on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at the Brooklyn Cafe TV for exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Like and subscribe to Am Media Productions as well, where you can see shows like Call Me Zena, Inside the Artist's Mind, and Impulso Latino, as well as the cafe. More to come on the other side of this commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Am Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
Give me the mozzarella. 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 Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
At Beauregards, we excel in precision and tradition, offering custom cuts and deliciously served deli meats. From grass-fed, dry-aged beef to handcrafted charcuterie, our meats are sourced locally from small Florida farms and ranches. From farm to table, farm to fork, no detail is overlooked. Beauregards is a family-owned business serving Boca Raton with the finest meats to offer. Discover quality and flavor under one roof. Contact us today at beauregardsfinemeats.com.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but The technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix, and that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-920-3819.
Frank A. Ruffolo, a renowned author and screenwriter known for his books such as 10048, Blue Falcon, Memoir of a Soldier, and his latest, Samuel of Sarah. Check out his website, frankaruffolo.com, for more info or purchase his books on Amazon.
AMP Media Futures Foundation is a non-for-profit organization dedicated to providing college students with immersive opportunities in media production, marketing, business skills, and communication.
Interns will learn professional workflow skills in editing, video and radio broadcasting, public relations, digital media, graphic curriculum, and access to equipment to make a positive impact.
AMP Media Productions is a full-service production house with a variety of shows ranging from the Brooklyn Cafe show.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a very busy Wednesday.
Sarah Spiritual.
Right here on the Oldies station, you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Call me Zena.
By example, and that's what I try to do all the time, to teach by example. You know, like
Artist Law.
Using that term more. Yeah, lofties, yeah.
And Gypsy Soul.
They love music. It's like their favorite thing to go to.
I teach like preschool up to 12th grade.
Yeah, nice.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at AMP Media Productions. Please like and subscribe to all of our shows.
I want to be in first class. Champagne, please.
Giant comfort.
That's good. We offer opportunities to excel in the field of TV film production, social media management, video editing, set design, graphic design, sound engineering, journalism, and many more useful tools to help you land a career in the media business.
To volunteer or be a part of our team, or to make a donation of any size, please visit us at ampfutures.org. Help us to empower college students to create a positive impact with immersive hands-on experiences in media production. Help us amplify the future.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And ring your bell.
Oh, my bell, sorry.
It's the Little Wins. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to the Midday Show. I love this conversation on community and bringing everyone together. You know, when I try to network and we tell people what we do here, I can't really explain all that goes on within these walls. You almost have to experience it. And it takes time to experience all the nuances, right? Lucky, we've known you for years, Sally and Jay for years. Janet, you're new to our family.
Just a few months, and it's incredible what goes on behind these walls.
But I can't explain. Like when we met you, there's no way to explain what we do.
There's no way. You have to experience it. You have to go to the events. You have to meet the people who just kind of come in and out. It's like a big family, and everybody's just kind of trying to help each other and, you know, spread the word, and it's a great community.
Even our crew is amazing. We needed a new piece of equipment by next week, so it was coming tomorrow, but that wasn't soon enough for Danny over there.
Oh, wow.
So she went out last night, and she got the new piece of equipment. We needed a box, a suitcase to carry it all in, a professional carry box to wheel it in, so she went out and got that last night.
Well, Danny's a superstar.
You know, they came back and G-Man brought in 5 boxes of pizza because 3 were gone in 10 minutes.
Oh, God.
But it's like a super just big family.
Yeah.
All the fun, the dysfunction, everything that we get to do. And look, now they're working on the sound. But I'm so glad to have you as part of it. But
Thank you.
part of what you do, you don't do this for your living. You have a real job.
Yeah.
What do you
I have
do?
a real job. So I help small and mid-sized businesses develop true corporate credit under their EIN so that they can qualify to borrow funds at low corporate rates with favorable terms, so that they're not using their personal credit. Oftentimes when people come to me, they are maxed out on all of their credit cards. They've maybe even done a refinance on their home to take money out to invest it in their business. And that's a very dangerous way to do business, first of all, because it pierces your corporate veil. And if you were to get sued in the business, they will attach your house because you have shown that you and your business are one and the same. So you really want to separate that out as much as possible. Develop credit under your EIN number so that your business can operate as a separate entity, more like a Wall Street business, less like a Main Street business. And that's what I empower businesses to do.
So are there ways to gain credit through your EIN?
Yeah, and it's not an intuitive thing. Like personal credit, everybody knows about personal credit, right? You don't go out of your way really to build a credit score. You get one by living your life, right? So when you go and take out a car loan or when you got your first credit card, all those people, all those creditors report on you. And for good or for bad, they'll report on you and you'll have a credit score. On the business side, it's unregulated. So the creditors do not have to report, and in fact, it costs them money to report. So what ends up happening is that the majority of the reports out there are just negative reports. And because it's unregulated, there are a lot of inconsistencies in the business credit report. A lot of businesses don't even know that it exists, that there is such a thing as a business credit report. So business credit has to be built very systematically. And we have the tools, we can get them in front of the lenders and vendors who report so that they can build it and build credit, so they can get working capital lines of credit and be able to scale in a sensible way.
It's interesting. So one of the things they're going to be doing through the city of Delray, I don't know if any of you guys are members, they do a whole nonprofit program that they're doing. It's called Do Good Delray, where they pair a profit with a non-for-profit. In October, they do all of these events. Starting in January, they're starting a program called Grow It or Grow Up, where they do it for profit companies about scaling up their businesses. Not like you said, I don't know how they're going to do it, but part of it is how do you scale up your business? How do you get the funding? How do you get the loans?
I should get in on that.
You should get in on that is what I'm saying.
So that's the Delray?
The Delray Chamber. SBA, how important the SBA is. And there's a whole, apparently there's a whole team from Delray Chamber that works through FAU campus and everything that they do. And the resources are free because it's taken care of by our taxpayer dollars, that there are offices and resources that help. So I'm thinking this might be perfect for you. Look, I was just there for 2 hours today. Here I'm selling the Delray Chamber. No, I make no commission on selling the Delray Chamber. But it's nice to have a networking community to know, because business is scary. Like for me, it's who's going to open, make sure the alarm's turned on, make sure they're fed, and our basic bills are met. But that's not scaling up. That's functioning day to day.
Right, that's just
so sometimes you don't have time to scale up because you're too busy trying to function.
Right.
And you can help with that.
I can, and oftentimes the business owner has a plan to scale up. They just can't do it because they don't have the funds to do it. You know, they're barely making it on the hamster wheel that they're on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so they can't. They have great ideas. They have the wherewithal to do it. They just can't get the funding, and I help them do that.
So how do they get in touch with you?
So they can call me directly at 718-869-0903 or email me at janet@assurancebusinessconcepts with an S at the end.com.
I love meeting so many great, powerful people in business. Jay, look at you. You're totally outnumbered today by women.
By women, yeah.
I don't object.
I'm like looking
He's happy.
around. It's good to be Jay right now.
Yeah, really. He's the man.
Jay's had so many, I don't want to say businesses, but you've had a lot of different careers that you've worked through.
Oh, quite a few, yeah, that I'm, and I'm now at the point in my life where I've retired from actual working for corporate America. And now I am creating my own artwork, and I'm doing the other thing that I love. I'm teaching after school classes. I'm teaching art to elementary kids, and I'm doing what I enjoy.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
That sounds fun.
Yes.
Is he working with Gabby?
No, but Gabby loves his art. She recognized, and we went to like exhibit, and she, she comes here and see. Oh, that's from Jay. So she likes to draw.
Mm-hmm.
It will be cool, to take some classes for her to Saturday or something like that.
I think everyone right now, this political hotbed that we're in, whatever side you're on, TV is a disaster, right? And I was watching a commercial today, and I said, this commercial just makes me sick to my stomach. And my husband goes, well, the other candidate's so much better, why don't you? And I said, it's not about who's better, it's what they're doing to the feel of our community, that they're undermining, and it's just nastiness. And then the presidential election, that's a whole nother level. But our community elections are just as bad.
Yeah,
I want to say they're probably worse because there's so many ads over and over again.
Well, thank God we're at the home stretch and we can.
We're at the home stretch, but I feel like we've lost sense because of what we're seeing on mainstream TV of what community should really be. And I'm hoping that this studio can bring that forward more on what we should be as a community, not what it is.
It's like everyone should focus on themselves, and it's like, okay, if I'm promoting who I am, I will tell you everything that I'm planning to do. So even in business, when we do marketing, we talk about, we get to know other people, and we talk about what we can do, services and all that. I think the politics should be the same. It's like, this is my plan, this is my agenda, without being attacking somebody else.
It makes you cringe. You listen to some of these attacks on people.
does.
And what happens is that you listen to it so often you think you can do it to other people because you hear it.
And
say, well, that's acceptable.
People become
it's not
desensitized,
acceptable, right?
They become desensitized to saying horrendous things. Like
terrible.
Think about places like X, like the things that people say to each other on X that they would not say if they were face to face.
But it becomes normalized if you hear it enough, and you hear it no matter what it is. So people think it's acceptable. I can say to you, "Oh, you look awful in that dress. Actually, you look beautiful." I mean, you think you can just do that because they're doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So bringing forward community events and your neighbor to neighbor and networking events that we get to go do.
Yeah.
It's so important to get out there and network and meet people and smile because you don't know what anyone else is going through. We all walk in with this imposter syndrome of why we shouldn't do it or it's not going to help. But that first connection you make is amazing.
And the more you do it, the easier it gets. I mean,
you had a line around you that night.
Yeah, well, I've been networking a long time.
And one of our crew was like, we're never going to get in there to talk to her. I think it was Baxton. He's like, we're never going to get in there to talk to the lady that you want to go talk to. I'm like, we'll get there. Don't worry about it.
But we talked. I'm glad we talked because we've become friends, and
which is really nice.
I'm in the fold, and I like it.
You're totally in the fold, and and outside of business, everyone has lives, which is what I love.
Yeah.
Like you brought Gabby in,
Yes.
Steve comes in. We've known Barbara for years. And we've been through so much with you.
I got to bring Sam.
You got to bring Sam. Bring your kids in.
Yeah.
When they're in town.
Yeah,
for
sure.
the holidays. Because it's a big family, and we get to see what everyone else is doing. Because things happen in life, and that's why you need to connect, right?
Yeah.
And just ask.
100%.
It's the way I explain to others is a network where if you become part of the network or family, it's like your name is gonna come on when somebody needs your service. So now we know, Janet can help the business to grow that business credit. So anyone who mentioned the need of that, that's the person that we will connect with. just how, a family should be, just helping each other.
Like Sally needs a roofer.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I just gave her my roofer.
I walk in, I mean, that's incredible. Yeah. But that's what happens in the cafe here.
Yeah.
And then Sally needs to tour independent living, so I'm going to
That's what
take her
happens
to
to
the
the cave.
palace just for her to experience.
It's amazing.
And be comfortable and just look around.
But documenting the stories is so important. Who do you guys have coming on your show today?
I don't know the name of the.
You're gonna look at me.
It's always a surprise.
Justin McNeil.
Justin McNeil, thank you. He will. He is the drummer for Beatlemania.
Oh,
wow.
And
Fun.
he's going to be talking to us about some of what he does, which has to be amazing. And just working that, I'm wearing my Beatles shirt today.
I
because he's
see,
coming
I
on.
love that shirt.
And
When we met Jay, because our studio was in a gallery in Delray, he had a Beatles drawing, just like, well, not like that, but similar to that.
Yeah,
it took an entire wall.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how big you ended up blowing it up to.
Well, that was the print that was made to be like 9 feet.
We have the original up there. It's
Right.
above the door.
Wow,
Right,
that's
and the print that was sold was like 9 feet wide.
Wow.
It was amazing.
It's huge.
3 feet tall, I think, by 9 feet wide.
Why don't we have him sign that?
Fine with me.
So what we're looking to do, this is my brain, because see, I don't even have like a business, Freddie and I don't even have a business plan on this business. Look at our face.
This was just done on the fly?
Pretty much it just happened. I met Freddie. He said,
It's awful impressive
he
for on the
interviewed
fly.
me. He's like, come work with me. I'm like, I don't do this for a living. He goes, well, you do this, this, and this. I go, no. He goes, what do you do? I go, I don't know. You asked me to work for you, with you, not for you, but with you. I don't do any of this. I don't do sales. I don't do production. Your contracts don't make sense to me. Like, none of this made any sense. He says, well, just come back. So I went back and I did an interview, and little by little it grew. And then I said, well, we should be doing this and we should be doing that. And then I needed a new studio and I needed more space. And we were with Jay, and a landlord that didn't get along with a lot of people, so he kicked us out.
Oh, boy.
And we ended up here by the grace of God 2 months before COVID hit, or we would have been shut down in that other space.
That's true.
So it's grown, and we moved in here with white walls. There was nothing. There was like none of this. It was all a white warehouse. And little by little it grew. So a business plan?
Nothing.
No. Growing credit? Are you kidding me? So now our next idea, since we have no business plan or growing credit, is we want to do a fundraiser for the foundation, kind of like a networking event fundraiser. And Max suggested, Jay, that we do an art auction.
Oh, that's
He
awesome.
was here the other day. Look how many pieces of art, like Ken Bieberman and you and Sally, and parts of the proceeds can go to the foundation, and proceeds can go obviously back to the artist. So I'm thinking if he signs your piece, this is my brain, then it would raise the value of your piece.
Of course.
Do you think if I sign mine, I'm just joking.
Your pieces are signed,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
But we're thinking about putting this event together.
I love it.
I don't really
It's
want to wait
great.
till after the first of the year, but I'm thinking the first or second week in December.
Yeah.
But it has to be a community, like we all have to like invite
Bring
people and
people,
bring
yeah.
people and ideas for people, for you guys. And Danny's like, oh, can we do it outside?
How
I'm
did
like,
it
officially
start
no.
doing with the art? Did someone bring a piece of art in and then you decided you were going to have more? Or
Someone had suggested we do an art auction, and then I had called someone I met at a networking event for something else, and he said, are you calling me to auction your artwork? I said, no. He goes, well, I do this for a living. I'm like, okay, that's number two. By the third time, this is what God does to me. He hits me in the head 3 times before I do it. Max said the other day, why don't you have an art auction? I'm like, okay, 3 people now have said it,
Now you have to
which means
do it.
now I have to
Yeah.
do it. And now that you guys are here, I think we should. I'm looking at maybe December 6th or December 13th. It's a Friday night. I'm thinking Friday night might be good. Because Saturday means I got to get people back out. I don't know if I'm going to get people out from house. I'm thinking Friday night, like a happy hour kind of
Yeah.
event. And,
That sounds fun.
you know, emails,
And
business
have the auction
cards.
here?
Have the auction here.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, if we get great turnout, great. If we get a small turnout, that's okay too.
The events that you have done before here, like networking and celebrating anniversary and all that, has been fantastic. The Friendsgiving that I have been here before. So the space
The space
you
is
make
beautiful.
magic.
Yeah.
So we move all this out and bring
yes.
some cocktail tables but this way it opens up our family, our network. You invite who you want, and you all get
Yeah.
to invite people, and to hope that it helps support the foundation, but also helps support everyone. Holidays, like maybe, we get a great deal on one of Mark's pieces, right? And I can send some money back to
And
his
that would
wife,
go
which
back
would
to
be
his
really
wife,
nice.
yeah.
I agree, though, before Christmas, because, before the holidays.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because
Yeah.
people can
are
buy
more
gifts.
Wanting, more in a festive mood,
Yeah.
thinking Christmas is coming, yeah.
So a singer just called me. She goes, Freddie said, and it never is good when I get a phone call, and Freddie's not even here. Freddie said to call you on the date of your party. I'm like, I guess I'm doing this. So that's what I'm thinking. Some more to come in our newsletter, either December 6th or December 13th. I guess we'll take a poll and everyone check their calendars and see what works for the masses, and that's what it becomes.
Because everybody needs artwork for the holidays.
So maybe Cugini would donate some wine, right? Maybe as like a barter, as us doing for them. Maybe they would donate something back and things like that. Maybe more slide. I don't know. We got to figure it all out. But if we can get some sponsors.
It starts with an idea. Which
is how this whole studio grew, was an idea.
Right.
And it was a great idea.
We can, for example, remember with March Life, we did the concert, we sponsored, we were one of the sponsors, so we can also, something like that, because it's a network, so we can sponsor. So then that amount of money goes to your foundation.
Which would be, like even yesterday, I said 5 boxes of pizza. The pizza place only charged us for half of them, which was amazing.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
That's very nice.
So it was able to feed our crew in 10 minutes, but it was able to
But
feed our
it's
crew.
so great, like you're saying, how everything has grown here. When you said you first moved in, you had white walls.
You were here with us.
I know. I remember that.
And Amy had all her stuff stored in the loft.
I know, and now you cannot hardly see the walls.
Oh, there
for
is
the
no
paintings.
white. There's no white anywhere.
It's just, it's incredible.
Did one person brought a piece of art in and then it just escalated?
It just kept going. And,
Well, Amy, one of the artists, Amy Rashevsky, she came in and she left the studio when we left. And she took this whole wall. She rented this whole wall for her artwork. And then she put the rest of her artwork up in the loft, and she rented that space up there. And now she's in North Carolina. But she kind of started and curated it all. And then I think she reached out to you and some other friends from the gallery.
Yeah, we worked together.
And it kind of, but that was all networking from the gallery. We would have never even known you guys.
Right. That was where that came, and then it transferred down here. And
Well, let me tell you, as the newest one here, when I first walked in here, when you invited me to do your show, right, I thought it was just going to be a regular studio, right? I walked in, I was like, wow. You didn't even know where to look because there's just so much beautiful artwork everywhere. And I was just mesmerized.
So I'm thinking that's what
It's
we're going to
amazing.
do. So thank you.
I love it.
And this way, I think hopefully it's a win-win. At least it gives us exposure for people to see what we do and where we do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Which
love
is a
it.
plus. All right.
love it.
Ready to
Awesome.
take a commercial break? I know you told me you had to leave an hour ago.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I'm
take
a little late.
Let's take a quick commercial break.
But it's
We're
been
gonna
great.
Come back with this day in history and then see what else we got rolling on for the weekend. More to come. We'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created a foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you. Call 800-978-4815. That's 800-978-4815. Call now.
Discover Kaizen, where excellence meets your daily routine. Our premium products are crafted with the highest quality ingredients to elevate your mind, body, and spirit. Enjoy Kaizen coffee for clean, sustained energy and clarity without unnecessary additives or harsh effects. Or experience our Kaizen hydration solution designed for peak performance and lasting rejuvenation. For those who demand the best, Kaizen is always sugar-free, non-GMO, and free from artificial additives. For more information, visit livekaizen.com/cafe10 to elevate your lifestyle today.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? With MedGuard Alert's new Care Watch, you can connect with medical professionals instantly, 24/7. No cell phone required. This life-saving medical device acts as a phone as well as a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And if you have Medicare or Medicaid, you may qualify to get yours free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
Welcome to the Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo.
70 countries, 200 plus vendors.
This is where the world meets.
Every country in the world should come here to FITSE because there's always an opportunity to do business together.
We're bringing the world to Broward, and we invite everyone to join us every year.
Don't miss it. It's one of the best events in Broward County.
I'll see you at FITSE 2024.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
we are back.
We're back.
We changed co-hosts. I've got Lucky Aguirre joining me. She is also the host of Impulso Latino and a good friend of the studio's, longtime friend of ours.
Yes.
And now you're with Morse Life, your neighbor to neighbor program.
Doing the neighbor to neighbor program, really exciting. The program is like me. It's like it's meeting people, it's organizing events, so it's networking, it's providing enrichment programs, being creative. So it can be a lecture, so something serious. It can be a doctor talk, or it can be a bingo or happy hour. Or it's trying to get the community together. So like we talk about community and how it's so important that we are social beings, and like we're meant to be with other people. And what I'm seeing more and more, the neighbors is so important, is because we want the neighbors to know each other, to interact. So it can be in a lecture, a learning experience, or it can be something fun, that they laugh, dance, have a good time. And so right, it sounds like me.
It's just like you.
It's like me.
It's just like you. When you were with us with the Latin show that we were doing, I forget whether it was Fuego or something else at that time.
Fuego 2.0.
You had a different career.
So I'm still a licensed mortgage broker.
Oh, okay.
The whole market changed, and I didn't change fast enough. So how important it is to like change.
Right.
And so I decided to go back to healthcare. I'm still licensed. That became my Saturday, Sunday role if I don't have an event. And I decided to go back to healthcare. So before doing mortgage, I was in healthcare.
That's right. That's where we met you. Was at a networking party.
It was a networking party that
Robin had.
The anniversary. I think they're having another anniversary coming soon. And it was a networking event, a healthcare networking event. That's how we met.
It was so funny. And first event we had been at since COVID. And the first go around where everyone was allowed to go back out before they shut us back down again. And everyone's like face to face having these conversations. And I run into Lucky and we were talking. And I said, oh, that's my partner over there at the hamburger table with the hat on. And Freddie will still tell you how he never got that hamburger because he met Lucky. And that was the And that was the end of that.
Yeah, and I like to talk and I like to meet other people. You just share. And coming here, I think you and Freddie share every day. Meeting others. That's how, some people come in here, and we met there, and I started talking to Freddie, and he was like, oh, I wanted a hamburger.
Hamburger and
but
a drink.
I
right?
have met him before. I think that I feel I have met you and Freddie before.
I think we had. That's how I saw you when I was there. That's, I think, how we reconnected, because we had met you before someplace.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's all about connections and community. And it's funny because our crew, they had such a good time yesterday. They ended up with this impromptu pizza party. And one of them said, we make friends here. So it's not just our hosts and our guests. Our crew, they come in and they don't know anybody. And they walk in a little shy sometimes. But they make friends. They go out, they socialize afterwards. They have lunch here together. They collaborate. It's just like a big family on what you do.
Yes, yeah.
Which is really great. So I love that. I would love for you to help us put this event together in December.
So yeah, we have done events before. Like I talked to everybody about the concert, and then we have a couple of other events coming up. But yeah, I would love to be part of that, to network, and then also invite. So that way I can invite some of the seniors, because also as I go back in November, it's going to be a year that I have been doing the neighbor to neighbor. So I keep going back to some of the communities, like the community that were there today, and then now some of the seniors are helping me. And nice. I went to a lecture another day, and they wanted to showcase a service. I invited that company to come here to your show. I'm waiting.
Okay.
But I brought some of the seniors that I know, and they want to go out and they want to learn. And so they wanted to learn about that service. So it's kind of like also, it's like, okay, come on, let's go out, let's do.
It would be nice. Jay, maybe you could even go up and remember how you used to do your drawing classes here?
Oh,
that
yeah.
might be kind of fun to do
the,
a quick
the
class
video,
with them.
video drawing. That was
Sally, you can do, maybe we split the event and you do like a quick session of reading and Jay can do a quick like sip and paint or something.
Love to do that.
That might be nice at one of your, because I think they'll resonate really well with Sally and Jay.
Exactly. And I told Sally and Jay that whatever events that we do as a team, like we'll come as a package. We'll go and hang out at one of the clubhouses in one of the communities and do the event together.
I'm already excited.
Yeah.
Which is so nice. And Sally, you inspire me. I know you tell us your age. We're not going to tell anybody else your age.
No.
But you're really an inspiration because you keep going and you live life. And yeah, you got sick, but thank goodness you mended. It took a little longer, but
I realized I'm human. I got COVID 7 weeks ago.
But it was being supportive and what everyone can do to stick together because it happens.
Right.
But you keep going. And I think you really inspire your generation. I know you do.
You often wonder what you're going to do, especially as you get older, because I'm not someone that could have just sat down and retired. So I became an artist, as you know, that was quite a while back. But today I definitely want to inspire people at my age and even older than me. There are people slightly older than me, to tell them life does not finish because you reach a certain age. And I feel that that's what I'm really meant to do. I want to give encouragement.
That might be a good little lecture you can give.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just because you don't just sit on a chair and don't get up and don't meet people because you're a certain age. And so many people will say, well, I'm too old to do that. No, you're not.
Hear that often.
I'm sure of it.
The age factor. And it doesn't, because I think some individuals think that it has to be something crazy they're going to do. It doesn't have to be crazy.
No.
But you can do something different, that is not only like sitting down and watching TV, or you can go out and participate in an event, or you can start your own project.
Even a group, I'm just thinking a topic, this is just coming to me right now, to discuss a certain topic. It gets people involved. You're getting to meet people that way, like a group session of some kind. Yeah, that just came
Exactly.
to me.
With the neighbor to neighbor, I have done events like that. So it can be a discussion, it can be a small group, or it can be a large group.
Right,
it doesn't,
Or to get them to read a book and then talk about the book. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
There's so many things you can do, and because you work with so many demographics, you're not just with the seniors, you're with the community.
With the community, community like you, right? That you're gonna collaborate with me. We have done it before, and we do an event together, or the seniors. And the seniors is like getting to know people from different cultures, different ages. Because it can be, I call it young senior, and then, senior, because I don't say old. So it's like, but there's many young active seniors that they want to do stuff, and some events are after hours, because some of the seniors that have participated with the neighbor to neighbor, they are still working full time.
When I was in high school, they always had senior discounts for the movies. I thought, well, I got to get a discount because I'm a senior. I had no idea what that meant. And I was like, I still think about how naive I was. Like, why would they give me a discount? Because I was a senior.
Oh, senior, like high school.
Like senior in high school.
When I think I was with someone and they said 2 seniors, I said, don't, to get the movie ticket. No, I was a senior. Don't say that. I don't want the I'll pay the extra.
It's so funny.
You didn't want the discount?
Well, I did afterwards, but the fact that they said 2 seniors, I wasn't too keen on that then.
Okay.
No, of course I wanted the discount, but
discount.
Neither could Freddie.
No, it changed very fast. I said, okay, I'm a senior.
So what is it? When is it? 65?
I'm not sure. I think it's 55.
55.
It's 55.
AARP is 55.
55. Yeah. So for neighbor to neighbor, 55 plus. So it's like 55 plus communities. So is that a homeowner association?
Like I think about that. I'm 57. Like I could be in these
you can
the
get,
community.
You can get a senior discount.
Well, your reaction was how mine was at 55. I said no, but
It's
it has
crazy.
perks.
I remember when my grandparents moved to a 55 plus community. They were my grandparents, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking I'm 57. Freddie is upwards of 60, and but it's totally different now.
It's funny how you change. It brings me back when I moved first to the first 55 community here, and I remember going in and looking at the place and the shower. It had one of those rails, what you call. I don't want that. I'm needing now. I've got 2 in my bathroom.
You're laughing, and it's cool that you're laughing and it's funny, but it's a lot of individuals that I talk to have a hard time go through the changes, accepting. You spoke about your parents. It's like they don't want help, you know.
It's really
Like
hard.
they don't want to accept, you know, it's part of it. So anyway, if we're going to grow older, let's do it with fun and accept. Hey, give me a discount. I'll take the discounts.
But being a senior, though, I can understand someone will, you know, like if I go up those stairs just now, and I mean, I do need the help, but I don't particularly want to, you know, it's like you're giving in. And I think that's also something that we could all discuss.
But you've earned that right to give in a little bit.
Yeah, little by little.
Little by little, yeah.
And it's good to have the attitude of like, I still can do it, you know, so be in the middle.
Well, I've had 2 falls when I was younger, and
All right,
I think
so no more
maybe
steps
that
for you.
no more steps.
You know, I was really happy when they redid our outside. They moved the sidewalk so it's more parallel with the door to get in, because there was a step, and it makes it a lot easier. I worry a lot less now. We've got people that come in and visit because the step was really difficult out there.
It is, and well, my one was in my house because I'd had someone doing the floor, and they had something in the way, and I didn't expect it. This was 10 years ago, so I'm older, 10 years older, and I went flying and broke this shoulder, but then I broke that shoulder 10 years prior to that. I think I was giving the message to slow down.
Slow down. And you guys have put together an incredible show, and it just shows, no pun intended, that you can do anything at any age, and you can continue to recreate and to grow ideas.
Yeah. No, and another thing that you had mentioned before, that everyone here is like family. How many generations of family do we have here? We have, you know, people we had one intern here from high school. I mean, he was...
Joseph was fantastic.
Yeah.
And Kuiper's in high school, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the college people, the college grads that are here.
Yeah.
And then we have the people who are, you know, in a career and who are a little bit older, and then we have people who are established in a career, and now the seniors, you know, or
retire.
You know, so.
What is a better name, right?
Yeah.
But senior is supposed to mean happy.
Yeah, it should have, yes. Well, you do earn the right to be a senior, even when you're in school. You're a senior, so you earn that right. So I'm going to put a different take on this. Okay, I'm a senior.
Exactly. I mean, I do know seniors who are not happy. And they're not happy only because they are seniors. I said, well, what is your alternative? You know, either enjoy it.
Wow.
So what's your secret to happiness?
Doing what I like.
Perfect.
Okay.
The passion.
How
The
about
passion.
you, Shelley? Same thing?
Yeah, because I talk on my show about that. If you follow your passion, you can be any age. You might find your passion at 60, 70. It's going to bring you the happiness. But, you know, some people are older than others. When they find their passion, might happen to be later in life. But that's good.
But it's like all the things that I do are things that I enjoy. I enjoy being here. I enjoy my artwork. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy my church. I just like all these different things, and they're all part of me, and I'm all part of that. So it's good. I'm enjoying life.
It's nice to enjoy it because at our point, you're working the career and growing and building and putting your nest egg and leaving your legacy and all the things you want, and you're working really hard. So if you can't enjoy being a senior, then why'd you do all the work in the first place, right? So
Yes.
Exactly.
it's a work-life balance.
But also, I was talking to a senior today. I came from an event, and he's saying that he regrets that he left his country to come here. And he's been here for 30 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
I said, please, I know you own your opinion and your feelings, but don't say that you regret it. Don't regret it. You know, we can all go back and say, well, what if I have, you know, done this or stay there and so on, but don't regret it. Like, you know, still you're a young senior, because it's like very active, and it's like you can do so many things. So then maybe, and we were talking about that.
Absolutely.
Find what makes you happy. And so he volunteers. So then he was telling me he volunteers in a couple of like the city organizations, and he's very active. He's in charge of this. And I said, look at you. they need you here.
You could write a book.
They need that little bit of encouragement. And if they're not going out and meeting people, as you just met him there, or even myself, I could have just sat at home. But I feel very, very strongly about that. Seniors need to go out. I mean, I know there's centers that they can go to, but it's still, they've got to have that push to even go there.
At least that's something, but I think that they can do so much. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly.
A lot of times when I go in the different lectures, I said, okay, who knows who? And I go through the tables, and it's like, okay, what do you do other than coming to this event? And I start asking because I want to know. And so they have like a group that they go out, have dinner, or they're searching and finding if there's like different plays. We know like many movie theaters, or like Del Rey has the play. I took my daughter to a concert, and it's like, yeah, find that out. And a lot of times we don't know because I don't have time to go to every single event. But there's also free events.
I think
the
it starts
cities
with
have concerts and
going out, and you meet somebody there that's going through the same thing. So it's networking for seniors, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
That person knows somebody else. So suddenly there may be 4 or 5 people in your group with the same thing. What are we going to do?
I feel like you found your calling.
I
yes.
totally know this. I absolutely realized this a little while, not that long ago. I'm getting goosebumps. My God. Yes, because it's so important to give, because otherwise you just sit back and before you know it, you can't do anything. And a lot of these people still can.
And so I told Sally, like, we're collaborating because, if she goes into a lecture or presentation or a discussion group, so we don't call it like support group, but a discussion group, or we call it whatever, the name doesn't matter. And they see you and they learn that, what are you trying to start now? What are your books, you're promoting books, you're talking to people, you're call me Sina, all this stuff. They'll be like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what I want to start doing also is like meeting from the seniors, also like in the Spanish. But if I meet a senior that's doing something, I'm like, Don, can you interview this senior?
I've even got a movie. It's not about me. You know that. I always say that. But hopefully I've got a movie in the making too.
Oh.
So it may be a year or two. I'm going, we better hurry up. That's where my age does come into it. But just to show you, whether it works or it doesn't, there is a script. It's important because it keeps your mind active.
Right.
I definitely have found my calling. I've got to come out with my age soon.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how long, as you see, I like to talk, but I would just, I listen to audiobooks because, with Drive, I cannot read a book, but I can listen to it. And in this book, long story short, is the son writing, the book is about his dad. And all the stories about his dad is the son of Bob Proctor.
Oh, wow.
And he wrote, and it's like how growing up with him, and then just like the view of a child
of that.
And I was like, oh my God. So I'm like listening because it's all related. It's like, you see my like the seniors, our seniors have to share their stories.
Everyone, you have to share your stories and get it out there.
Absolutely, because they don't realize how important it's your story, and go, well, I don't really have. Well, I do have something to share, but a lot of people say, I've got nothing. No one's going to be interested. But you start to talk, and then you realize there is a lot of people around you that want to hear more of your story.
Yes,
and I think that another thing about about being a senior, it's how you live the quality of your life, what you take with you, and how you experience what goes on, because we have no control over a lot of things in our lives. Like the beginning of this year, I lost my wife, and I was left on my own, and I could have just sunk into that and just given up and said, I'm not interested in doing anything.
No.
But I decided to change my life, to just change everything, and to be really a different person. And it's through God's help, and it's through the help of being with people and my artwork and everything else, that it's never too late to just, if you've got anything in you that you can keep going, do it, because that.
We should put a senior show together.
Jay, what you just shared, you know how many people that talk to, and I think I need to bring both of them.
That's what I
because
think.
yes, we need to do like their show, senior
That's
show.
what I'm thinking. We do a senior show up there
absolutely.
and
I'm
interview
really
some of your
open.
seniors.
We could do a senior show. I'd
Definitely.
love to do that.
Because what you just shared, you know how many widows I meet,
Uh-huh.
and they're trying to figure it out. Okay, what do I do now? You know, it's like if life is like they need to change their life because it's like my
Yeah.
mom is a widow and it happened to her, and it took some time. And she was trying to figure out life without, you know.
You have to be introspective, look at yourself, see what you can do. I mean, everybody is, you may have been living and you found that you were living for somebody else, and that was your life.
Yeah.
But it's not that way anymore.
Right.
You have to learn a new way. You have to
Right.
learn how to, you know, I feel I am still
Well,
here
I've
for
seen
a
that
reason.
through the year, not even a
Uh-huh.
year that we've known each other, but I see the change in you, Jay, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so important. It's just,
good.
there are so many people in that situation, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well done.
you know,
You're doing
and-
good.
And I joined shortly after my wife died in my church. I joined a grief share,
Okay.
you know, group, and it was great. It was great. And then I'm finding now that I've stayed with the group, and now I'm able to help the new people coming in who are experiencing this, and I can give them some help there. And
Yeah.
it's a great feeling to help people.
So Lucky, why don't we put
Absolutely,
an event? Well, let's put something together up where you are, like in your location, so you don't even have to bring the seniors. And let's bring Sally and Jay up to do a show, something we can film and document some of the stories
Yeah.
and open up the conversations. I think certainly would be nice.
There will be so many stories. Other senior that I talked to, she's a widow, and she was explaining all she's been through after.
And I
so
would
it's like
love
a before and after.
It's so important, and because, I mean, I can't prove anything of what I talk about. We can by people saying, oh, that was correct message or that. But I think it's so important to discuss what I've tapped into, because we're all going to pass. And I call into the unknown. And from what I have learned over the years now, and you've seen many synchronicities that have happened to just let people know that there is something in my belief system, and to have faith into something, I'm going to call it a higher power,
Sure.
whatever you want. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody about what has happened to me.
Yeah.
Black and white prove it? No, but I can prove it by example of what's happened to me. And I think it's really very, very, very important.
And I'm like that too, that I would like to share my experience, and if with whoever is willing to listen, because I feel that what I have gone through and what I have lived may help somebody else.
100%. You
So
guys
I
are an
think
inspiration.
we're in the pros of doing something
An
now.
inspiration.
Yeah,
Well,
this
thank
is how
you
our
guys
show
so much.
started. Now we're-
It did. Well, it starts with an idea. We were just talking about
Everything
it.
starts with
It
an
starts
idea.
with imagination, actually.
This
That
studio
came to me,
started
and
with
then
an
go
idea.
from there.
This whole thing was an idea, and it's a big
Absolutely.
working think
so
tank.
it did a circle here, didn't it?
It's
Absolutely.
incredible.
No, I mean, today has been a synchronicity
Danny,
day
just
for
leave me
sure.
your key. Leave me your key before you go. I did. Oh, awesome! Thank you.
And then it's the idea, and then
But
you
then
ask
acting,
for a signal. You ask for confirmation, because
Right.
Dawn was saying earlier she needs 3 times. Come on, why should be enough?
I don't need it, but by the third time, it's like when we moved here, we looked here, and Freddie and I are like, we can't afford this place. This place is too big. And we left. And we came back to show the crew, and we're like, we can't afford this, and we left. So we went to sign another lease. And the day we went to sign the lease, it was Halloween of 2019.
Oh.
And we were on remote at a Mexican restaurant down the corner in a costume. And my attorney called us 2 minutes before we went on air and said, you can't sign this lease because you're getting this place as is. You got to find another location. We left that remote. The radio station called us and said, we just sold your airtime as of November 1st. So we had no studio as of November 1st. We had no airtime as of November 1st. And he and I were literally in a car leaving a remote. I called the landlord here and said, we'll take it. When can you meet us with the lease? He said, I'm on my way. And it was like 3 times God said, you got to sign it, you got to sign it. And if you don't sign it, I'm taking the rug out from underneath you until you do. So I've learned we need to do an auction. I have an auctioneer, and we need to do an auction. So we're going to put that together.
When it's right, you will keep getting a situation that's going to lead you back to where you started. I mean, the same with me with the cafe. We talked about that too on my show. I was meant to be going to meet you in your other location. I didn't go, but I ended up coming here through someone else telling me. I believe it'll keep showing itself.
It keeps showing
Maybe
itself.
they'll
So
give
you
up
do it.
after the
It does,
third
absolutely,
time.
absolutely.
Maybe we'll
But
give
they
up
could
after the
give
third
up
time.
after the third- No,
Yeah.
she's not. Forget it. We've done it 3 times. We're
It's
not
like a
going
2x4. Like,
so
do you
that's
get the
okay,
message?
Dawn. So whatever you're meant to be doing, you're going to get 3 times.
That was 3 times, so
Yeah.
now I know we have to do this, and we're going to get you the date,
Right.
either December 6th
Exactly.
or 13th.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we're going to get that information out to you. We're going to partner with all of our hosts, hopefully with Morse Life as well,
Yes.
and everything else we've got going to bring you into the fold, to come see the studio, to support our foundation, and get ready for the holiday season. Are you ready to wrap this up?
Yes.
All right. You ready to wrap this up? You guys have a show to get set for.
Sure.
All right. To our crew and everyone, thank you. Lucky, thank you.
Thank
Janet,
you.
thank you. Everyone who has kept us going this week, thank you. And Freddie, fingers crossed for you and the Mets tonight. Have a great time, because I think you're going to have
Bye.
better weather. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each
Happy
other.
Friday.
We'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.